Hey y'all, it's Jack. Getting back on this old truck again. I don't know what I'm gonna do on it though, really. I got the gas tank put back in it. So I think I'll go ahead and hook it to the fuel pump. See if it'll still run. The line coming up here is kind of questionable, but we're gonna see what it does. We got a little cheap filter on it, so it should catch anything that would be a problem. All right, I'm gonna raise her up and see if we can get it done. As I'm working on this old truck, I'm using a lot of different cans, cleaners, lubricants, paint, and these cans are always sitting all over the place. The number one place they said is in my way. I just knocked a bunch of them down, so I'm gonna take a minute and do something. I think I'm gonna build me a little something right across there to set them things on. Get them up out of my way where they ain't aggravating me like they do. All right, I found my old 2x4 and a piece of J-channel trim metal. I'm gonna use 2 of them and make me some kind of shelf right there. Let's get it cut and put together. That worked out pretty good. Got all my cans up there on the shelf. Done it all out of scrap stuff, and that's what makes it even better. It didn't cost me nothing. All right, there's the old line coming in. It actually don't look or feel too bad, but we're gonna go ahead and change it, put some new line on there. Get rid of the old line. Everything looks like it should be all right. All right, we got it hooked up there. Point A to point B. I did take a pretty high pressure actually and blow back through the line. I could hear it coming out of the filler neck, so it didn't seem to have no resistance. I think we'll be all right on the metal part of the line. We're gonna see anyway. I think next I'll fix this little leak right here. Been talking about since I started fooling with this truck, done leaked all over everything. So I guess now I'll go ahead and fix it. All right, we'll do that next. All right, got them hoses on. We didn't do it the right way. I'm sure if somebody would do the right lines on it, wouldn't have to worry about no leak, but I'm all right, we're doing it halfway. I believe we're gonna be all right anyway. I don't think it'll leak. We're gonna find out. All right, y'all. Got rid of this old rigged up gas can. Got the right lines hooked back up. I'm gonna get all this out of the way, put a little bit of gas in the tank, see how our tank works, see if it still runs. I know what y'all thinking. I'm gonna fill that thing up. I know exactly what you're thinking, but I couldn't find no big funnel, so I guess I'll just have to use this one. And it's got them fancy little hooks what locks into the gas tank, so you ain't gotta hold it. It ain't going nowhere. I don't know where that gas come from. I just put in this truck. Looked kind of green, might be mixed gas. It was sitting outside the door of the garage, along with a bunch of other junk. I think it's something my boy siphoned out of something. Probably supposed to went to the dump. But anyway, we put it in this old truck. It should run all right. If it don't, we'll know. We'll suck it back out there and put something good in it. All right, we're gonna try to fire it back up. Might take a minute. It was sputter a little bit, but she crunked right up. It's getting gas now, so I think we're all right on that. We're gonna call the gas fuel line, fuel system good. I like it. I don't know if y'all ever tried to use any Army oil or stuff you put on all the vinyl in your car, make it look new. I was putting it on this old seat. And it made it look a lot better. I put a second coat on it. Made it look good. I was proud of it. Old lady come out here and jumped up in there. If the door hadn't been shut, she'd have went right on out the other side. I got to get that slicky mess off of there. shoot, I can't even, I get up in there and go all over the place. I'll be done went off down in the floorboard while I'm going down the road. Plus my little old dog, she likes to ride with me. I can't have her slipping all over the place while we riding in there. That's got to come back off of there. I'm gonna get something, get that back like it's supposed to be. I should have known better than to be fancy anyway. Anyway, we're gonna get it back off of there. All right, I got it off of there. It took a minute. I had to do it with that Windex right there. I got it off of there. I ain't gonna use that no more. Heck with that fancy stuff. That thing's got a good grip on it now. It'll hold you on in there. I'm gonna see if I can get this. I guess that's some kind of horn, siren or something. Looks like what's usually my kind of thing, but I done touched every kind of wire in there and traced it down, tried to figure out what to make it blow, but she don't want to make no noise. So if it ain't working, I might as well get it out of there. It's been in the way anyhow. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find a wrench and get it on out of there. All right, I ended up having to cut that thing out of there, but I finally got it off. The bolts were just kind of rusty. Got them other ones right there. I can't seem to get loose, so I'm gonna take my drill, see if I just can't drill the heads off of them and get that on out of the way. That drill worked just like you'd expect with my luck. Not at all. So we're going to resort to something else. I'm gonna see if I can grind them out. Golly, that was a lot harder than it should have been. The old bolts didn't want to turn loose, but just spinning, couldn't drill them, had to grind them. That's crazy, just them two little old bolts. But anyway, we got it. A lot of rust up under it, but it ain't rusted through. It's gonna be all right. We'll take the wire wheel eventually and knock all that off there. Be all right. I took these seat belts out when I took the seat out, and they seem to be good, but they just real, I don't know, not flexible at all. Like they got kind of hard and dirty. So I'm gonna soak them in something. If I can soften them back up and clean them up, we'll try to stick them back in there. I want y'all to look how dirty that water got. Just putting them seat belts in there just for a minute, it turned that water almost black. I'm gonna swish them around, rinse it out, and do it again. That's gotta help. All right, I think I'm gonna look at this wiring a little bit. I've been kind of putting it off, dreading it. Well, we done got rid of some of it, just pulling it through the firewall here and there. Actually, probably ain't all that bad. I bet that's a lot of radio stuff through the years. But we're gonna start weeding through it, see if we can get rid of some of that. I'll get my foot tangled up in that. I can't afford to do nothing to make me drive no worse than I already do. All right, let's see what we can do with it. This fan was laying in the floorboard. That's the fan for the heater box. It was all tore apart. The heater coil was busted. It was leaking when I got the truck. I done bypassed that, but I think that's why they had it all tore down. But part of our wiring mess had to do with that fan. So this little switch here, it was on the other side of the steering wheel over there at the driver's door, and I'm pretty sure that's a factory switch. It's just like a 1-speed deal. The hole it was in looked factory, but kind of got it set up just straight wire and don't touch it to the battery. But yeah, seems to work. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're about getting that put on back in there. I didn't get some heat put on this thing. There's a lot of stuff on this truck, like this old wire here. Just runs out from under the dash. Comes here and it was just stuck down in there. Ain't hooked to nothing. I guess it's, I don't know, like I say, where they put stuff on it through the years and took it back off. Just been added through from owner to owner. But we getting rid of all that. There's another one right there that ain't hooked to nothing. We're gonna find all of them and get them all out of there so we can tell what we got. All right, we got the wiring pretty well straightened out. Looks a whole lot better. Everything that's in there now is supposed to be in there. All the extra stuff we went ahead and got rid of. Took the radio out. That was, a matter of fact, that was most of the wiring dilemma. Them heater knobs, they're all on cables. I got another one I can put in here. That one there looks pretty rough. See about taking it out next and putting a better one in there, and then maybe getting all this heater box and stuff put back in there. We should be able to make it work. I'm gonna show y'all too. Ain't it rare to find one of these old Ford trucks, probably any truck, that ain't got them tabs cut out where the radio went. It looks kind of strange to see them in there because every one I fool with, them two little old tabs are gone. Probably won't never be a radio put back in this one, I don't know. But them tabs are there if it is. All right, I'm gonna hold up on that wiring for a little bit. I went ahead and raised it back up. I got some of them wires come through the firewall and stuff under the hood, and before I get all that harnessed up and straightened out, I might end up pulling the motor and transmission out. This thing is running perfect, but it's got a little bit of vibration in it, and when I felt that before on these old 302s, and I guess probably every other motor, is the wrong flywheel, or flex plate, I guess they call it now. But so I might end up pulling that motor and transmission out, and if I do, I don't need to be redoing all the wire again, so I'm gonna hold off on it. Do a little bit of investigating. I think I can look through this old inspection cover. It's kind of a homemade deal, but I'll get it off of there and see what I can see on the flywheel. It might be some indication, and I know I can get the year off the block, see if they're compatible or not. If not, we're gonna end up snatching this motor out and changing all that to get that vibration out of there. All right, y'all. I think that little 3-inch weight there on that flywheel means this thing's a 28 ounce. The inspection numbers for the block tell me what the block are. I took the starter out, got it hanging there. Oh, and by the way, just for information's sake, when that thing comes down, if your finger's over that tie rod right there, you'll get a mash. But anyway, that and number's supposed to be right there, but I guess it's got so much grease on it I can't see it. I know it's got to be there. So I'm gonna take a minute, scrub that grease off of there. We'll see what we see. All right, y'all, I found some numbers on this thing. I don't know what I'm doing, but this ain't what I'm used to seeing. Some numbers right there. I know the camera ain't picking it up. They're right there. But it's 2H, I think 50. And then there's an E on the block. So I think the E is for the 1980. And then the rest of that is the month and the actual day. So it wouldn't be 50, it's probably 30. So August the 30th, 1982, made on August the 30th, I believe is what all that means. And if that's the case, this is the wrong flywheel with that short. I understand that short weight means it's a 28 ounce. And it would make sense because it vibrates exactly like that's what would be wrong with it. So we're gonna probably end up snatching all this out there and see if we can't rectify that problem. Now that we done figured out what needs to be done on this thing, trying to figure out which way we want to go about it. I was gonna just take the transmission out, change the flywheel and put it back. But I think for that amount of work, I can snatch the motor and transmission out probably even easier. So that's probably what we're gonna do. We're gonna snatch it all out of there. That'll give me a chance to straighten up some of that wire and do a little pressure washing. Maybe even wire wheel some stuff and this and that to get some of that rust out of the way and shoot a little coat of paint on it. Make it look better anyway. And it ain't that this old truck's worth that, but I like the old truck, so it ain't gonna hurt to do it. It'll make it look better, make it clean, and we can check everything out too while we got it out. Check the motor out good, look it over good, clean it up too. So I believe we'll be all right to do that. That's what I'm aiming to do next. I hate to get away from all this little stuff. I've been kind of enjoying that, but this here won't be that big of a deal. We should be able to knock it out in half a day or something. Or, in my world, about a week. All right, we're gonna see how it goes. We'll get to it. I was gonna show y'all too. Them seat belts I washed up. They've been here drip drying all day. They dry now pretty well. Them things soften right up. They good now. They feel like brand new seat belts. I don't know if they hold you in the car or not, but they look pretty good. I scrubbed them things. I bet I washed that tub about 15 times before it finally quit coming dirty. I don't know how they got so nasty. They ain't nasty no more. They clean now and they soft. And they hook good, work good. I believe they're gonna be all right. Well, I was gonna hang out in my shop a little while longer. Wife called, want me to go out there and feed her chickens. Guess that's what I'm gonna do. I tried to get out of it, but she wasn't having it. So I'm gonna ease on out there, I guess, and feed them. They probably pretty hungry. It's getting a little late in the day. So if they get fed, I guess I'll be the one to do it. ready for a little snack time? I know it, big fella. About done let you get hungry today, ain't I? Come on, we're gonna get you something to eat. Y'all about ready for a little snack? What do you say, Bill? Everybody hungry? Hey, girl. All right, I'm gonna get y'all a little something to eat. All right, y'all. I got my chicken fed, so I ain't gonna be in trouble now. She'll be happy. I guess the next video will be taking the motor and transmission out of this thing, or maybe just the motor. It all depends. See if we can get that flywheel issue straightened out. But I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you in a few days. Thank you.